If you were to ask me to describe Joe Slovo in a few words, I would definitely say love, courageous, and authentic.
I don't think anything ever prepares you for what you see when you visit a typical black township. And it's the same challenges everywhere. It's a lack of job opportunities. It's a lack of proper role models.
If you thought you had horror stories, they have more horror stories, but then they don't wear that on their face.
Since 2014, Narrative 4 has been working closely with the community in Joe Slovo to address some of their most prevalent problems. I'm one of the lucky few who got to see the entire community before the center, and this journey has been a testament to what can be achieved when we work as one as a community.
People litter in any open space that they find. So people will collect their rubbish, and then if the truck doesn't come, that whole street will go collecting their rubbish and find an open space or a field to just go and chuck that rubbish there. So that is what was happening in the community before we brought the alternative of Triple T, which is trash to treasure. Basically, what we do is we let some of our community members collect recyclables around the community, and then they would bring it in the center. We weigh it, give them voucher, and then they go inside the shop and trade in their voucher for groceries.
At first, when we were starting with the trading, people would ask, so where's my money? Am I getting money? And they'll be grumpy, obviously, because they're like, why are you not giving us money? But then as the time went by, you could see people loved the idea of getting food. You already know what's there and you already know what your menu is. It's one of my favorite things. I know their menu and I tell them we have it today, and the smile they put in their face.
I felt a strong need that if people earn whatever they are given, then there's a sense of mutual respect that happens. All you had to do was to pick up bottles and then you have lunch, you have supper. It means you need to start thinking about new problems now. And because you could think about this first problem and find a solution, you must be hopeful that even for your next, an answer will be there. Programs have grown from recycling to now helping with aftercare to the ECD, as well as the skills acquisition program that we're doing.
Before we started the center, there were children on the streets who should have been in school. What we needed was a space where kids could be safe, meet their peers, and find a foundation that could give them direction. And that's what led us to opening an ECD center in Joe Slovo.
ECD is early childhood development. It is vital for every child to go through that. That's where you get your first lessons after your mother has taught you to crawl. I've always been someone who's passionate to create an ECD center in the location that will provide the same services that you get perhaps in town.
I wanted to be a social worker apparently because I grew up in a children's home and I lost my parent when I was 2 years. It's so sensitive to me. I just wish every child get a chance to feel loved. I wanted to help every child here.
If a child come home and then give you a smile and a hug, to me, they show me a love. They show me that they still love me. And then I give them back that smile and everything in hugs.
There's no way we were going to keep children and not feed them. We understand the type of situations that they come from in terms of home, so we are not expecting all of them to be able to bring lunch to school. So we do organize a warm meal. In order for us to do that, and not depend on people sponsoring or us just going to the shops to buy, we decided to also use the space to create vegetable gardens.
There was a realization that there is a gap between the kids and the parents. How can these children who are coming at the center have their parents coming in and getting the skills so that this will must continue? So that's how the skills development came in, and that also made a huge change because we started to see people coming into the center, getting the skills and going out there and doing jobs.
These are people who are showing you that I know you can see where I'm coming from. I know you can see my surroundings, but my surroundings, my environment, they don't define me. They don't define what I can do. They're more a definition of my situation, they're not a limitation for me.
I'm one of the kids who grew up benefiting from projects like this. So I'm very glad to be able to do that for other kids because I see what it has done for me. When you are educated, you start to see how you yourself can be the change in your area. It just changes the really small decisions you make in life and the kind of person you are. They need to have the skills to cope in this modern world. This place is really driven by the people. So the people tell us what we need and we give them that.
We realized that they don't have much self-confidence when it comes to standing up in front of the crowd and speaking in front of the people. We thought, it's not fair that they have to go through the same things that we went through, have the same fears that we had when we were their age. So to try and change that, we created a stage, and time and again, we give them activities.
They reach out to the museum looking for opportunities for them to bring their kids here. From then, we built a relationship. Young artists from disadvantaged communities, they don't get opportunities. The museum was seen as institution for certain people, not for them. But now they get to get out of their communities and be part of the city, be part of the bigger picture. So they see that their lives matter.
I always felt like I wanted a way to express myself. Drawing, writing, singing, kind of like bridge that gap. Art is not just a medium of expression, but then it can be also a way to live. I can speak to these people. I can have my art exhibited in this museum. That's through Narrative 4, that's through Zuki and Sakovela on the center.
London without you. So it is cold in London without you. Being so much pain.
We wanted everyone in Joe Slovo to have a safe space to share their experiences and be vulnerable. That's what the story exchange helps create. When people tell each other's stories as their own, they create connections that can last a lifetime.
I'm really feeling grateful, and I'm feeling God has people in my life that are real and that are there to be there when it feels like no one else is there. And from then, I never hesitated to ask for help when I feel as though I need help, no matter what happened.
The story exchange is very sobering. It sounds really mundane, and we say you can learn empathy, you can learn compassion by merely listening to the other person, but it's really true. When you have to take in someone's experience, someone's story, and you have to then share the experiences that the person had shared and told to you.
But the fact that you had that time to go home and think about the story that has shaped you, whether you felt that you were afraid to come and share it or you are not ready, but the fact that you thought it's step one to something.
It's a very calming experience. It's one that strips away noise. Because if you have to step away from yourself for a bit and have to become somebody else, then it means that you're suspending your prejudices, you're suspending your privileges. So what that does is that it opens up a vista for you. It gives you a window with which to have multiple experiences without ever losing who you are. It gives you a much wider appreciation of other people, how people live, what their stories are, what makes them tick.
My vision for the future is to see other hubs like this, like the one we have in other communities in and around South Africa, but throughout the globe. We trust what we do. We trust our services and what we share with the community. So at the end of the day, it boils down to who needs it, as long as we make available a place for them to find whatever it is that they need.
Is a perfect example of what a civic engagement is, because it embodies everything we do. It's become a community center. And for us, it is a reflection first of the passion of Zuki and her team and all of those who created this, but also, even more important, of the ability to take initiative. When you spend time around the center, you see how many young people are running it. So that tells you how much we're not just raising tomorrow's leaders to learn empathy and ability, we're raising them to learn all of that, yes, but also to translate that into leadership today. And many of them are leading today.
Bye.